So what is the current situation in Brazil?
We are facing currently recommendations to the authorities to social isolation, what I call confinement, because we are just allowed to be outside our home to buy groceries, buy food, and medicine. The schools are locked.
And the kids are having classes by Zoom or another app, so it's
as
very
well
hard
as
to stay.
as well as myself, I'm lecturing.
You're lecturing online.
We here in Brazil have been able to postpone the peak of the curve, and it's important for the hospitals, for the health system to be prepared to face the highest moment. But this is only because of our governance, the state governance. We have a system, as you obviously know, and the governments, the state governments, has a lot of authority, as well as the mayors, to fix some rules and norms. And I think I had a great health problem. That is our president. The guy in the office is absolutely
mental problem.
On the opposite side of all the health authorities here in Brazil and all around the world.
Because all secretaries, federal government secretaries, used to say, it's a problem, you have to stay home, and our president go out and say, no, it's just a little flu.
Yes.
Oh, every
Still
day.
saying that?
Yeah. Every day he goes, I don't know why, to the hospital. And he say, I'm going to the hospital, I'm going to the pharmacy, and then
the bakery.
The bakery, start to eat inside the bakery.
Bolsonaro?
Yeah. And a lot of people got around him, and yesterday he sniffed on his hand and shaked hands with an old woman.
And the television.
And the television got it. I have part of this movie. I will send you.
This is crazy.
And it's crazy.
What is curious is that the guy in the office is jealous about his minister of health because, and the health minister has 79% of rates of approval.
Yeah, and the president has 30. Yeah,
30.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something absolutely unpredictable. We never thought we were going to be under a government with a guy like him,
Every night, 8:00 p.m., people go to the windows and start what we call panelaço, start to scream and say, out Bolsonaro, impeachment now, out Bolsonaro, all night. I think about a month.
8:30 p.m. is religious.
Now the industry and the stores are pushing with Bolsonaro to open, and the people go out to the streets to buy, to open the stores.
In the United States, we have the same thing of, Trump keeps vacillating between saying, oh, this is serious, stay indoors, versus, oh, we need to reopen the economy. So what are they doing to protect those poor communities and the native communities in Brazil?
So the sanitary conditions are very insufficient. Most of the time, they leave a lot of people in the same closet, confined in a few rooms, houses. Most of them don't have a water service enough to be, and they don't have water enough to wash their hands. And this is probably will make the disease widespread very, very fast. Yesterday, one day before, we had the confirmation of 6 deaths in the poor communities of Rio de Janeiro and one in the community of São Paulo.
And yesterday, the first death in natives communities.
Oh, okay.
And they used to have respiratory diseases.
Fragility in terms of immunity for.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not going to my mediation, so I use apps to talk with them. So the doctors and nurses are starting to get sick too. They don't have instrument to protect themselves. Because we had 2 or 3 planes arrested by Trump in the United States.
Oh, that they were supplies that were supposed to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
This is an aspect of the pandemic that has not gotten a lot of discussion, which is, the failure on the part of the American government to be prepared for this epidemic has affected other countries, because if the United States had ramped up their production of masks and protective equipment and ventilators in January,
Yeah.
they hopefully would not have been in the position of trying to seize all these masks that other countries need as well.
Yeah, the Brazilian authority also realized that we are supposed to be self-sufficient. We used to be very comfortable relying on the Chinese supply.
Mm-hmm.
We have another issue here. Bolsonaro's edit some laws about workers here.
Mm-hmm.
But he passed this, one measure and authorizing cutting wages by individual agreements, which is constitutionally prohibited. Because this provision was exactly devoted for crisis, for situations like this. The rule is, the first provision is, you're not allowed to cut wages. But by means of collective bargaining, you can. This is the path that should be adopted. If the unions don't accept to enter a collective bargaining process, well, there is legal possibilities to bypass the absence of collective bargaining.
It sounds like there was already a process in place under existing law to handle emergencies, and Bolsonaro is trying to avoid that and do his own thing. Is this something you think he just wanted to do anyways, and he's using the pandemic as a excuse?
Yes.
Yes.
I think to show that he's able to govern by exceptional measures like this.
It was so nice to see you, and
Nice.
be safe.
Thank you so much. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you so
Bye-bye.
much.
And have a nice Easter.
Thank you. You too.